Hi everyone, it's Sunday evening, and that can only mean one thing. It is time to get some more construction on the Soverighn of the Seas. Now, just to recap from last time, what we did was this section here, which is dried very nicely indeed. Looks really lovely indeed. In today's session, I really want to drag this build out. So in today's session, what we're going to be doing is, let me just change that over. We are going to be working on this section here, which is obviously the section that we did here, which is that part there. And what I want to do in this consignment is this part here. So we're going to be using this bow section to basically put it, or that's the bow and that's the keel, we'll basically put it and clamp it into position, something like that. We also get a gun carriage, but remember, I'm going to be dragging this out because what I'd like to do is I really would like to drag it out, but also I need to get hold of some dark bronze colour. As you can see, this is where we complete it and then we start to do the paint. I'd like to do that in one session, and I'm in the process of ordering that paint. So these are the parts that we've got. As you can see, the keel is also labelled as well for us. And basically what we have to do is it's going to go into slot 2, which is this part. So this is slot 4 and we're going to put into slot 2. So as you can see, as we guide it in, you'll notice that it's a bit stiff to go down there, okay? So it's a bit stiff. What that means is, as you can see, this has got a little bit of a gap in down that side, a little tiny gap. This side is a little bit buffered a bit. So what we need to do is we need to make some narrowing of down that keel section. So we're just gonna, as you can see, it's quite stiff. And what I'd like to do is we'll try it with some sandpaper first. Now obviously sandpaper has different types of grain for different types of things, so it all depends on the grain of the wood, but I'm going to try and get some of this down here. I think what we'd like to do is go down here a bit first, so it could be that we need to just shave some off down there for that to fit down that hole. And then what you can do is also shave a little bit off here. What we're doing is we're narrowing it up so that we can get this to connect up. And then what you do is just keep testing it to see if it will go down there. And as you can see, it could be a little bit, it feels a bit looser, but we need to get it, as you can see, we need to get that right down. The idea is that that is supposed to connect right up to that back notch right up the back there. So it's trying to get it into there as best we can. Sorry, it goes into that one. Best we can. And as you can see, if you look down there, you can see like a little hole, so it means that this keel section is not lined up properly. So as you can see, that's the pit we need to get it down, but it's still a little bit on the tough side. Okay, so it will supposedly, it's because we need to get it down a little bit. You can see it's struggling a bit here, so what that means is we have to take it off and just try and shave it a bit more. Now what I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to just shave a little bit further off of here. Really, you shouldn't need to you shouldn't really need to do the other side, because as long as we're shaving one, we should be able to get this to go all the way down. I am just going to make this part here a little bit widened up. Because this is quite difficult to get it down there. It just seems to be getting stuck. I want to try and see, it goes over there a bit. So once we can see, you can see it really starts to struggle to get down there. So what I'm trying to see is where the gappage is, because it is getting jammed on something. So as you can see, it's probably getting jammed. What I'm looking at, you see these little thin gaps? That means that we've got gappage there. So my theory is it's probably buffering. Let's take that off again. I reckon it's something to do with these top notches. So we'll widen it up a little bit more. I think what I'd like to do is get some sandpaper down there. If John's Iconic Builds is watching, then if you've got a tip for this, then do let me know, because I'm not used to working on wooden ships. Just give it a bit more sand, actually. See, it's getting there, but it just seems to get jammed up at this part. So it's this little nugget bit at the top, so it's a really tight fit, but we have to get it down somehow. I mean, it can't just sit there, surely, because I can see there's a bit of a, might just sit there. I mean, we could, if we wanted to, glue it, but as you can see, the idea is that it goes right down to the bottom of there. So somewhere down here, it's getting stuck on something. I mean, let's just try and see where it needs widening up a bit. It's just, as you can see, it's really stuck. Interesting. I don't think it's here. Maybe if we just widen that off a bit, just shave a little bit off there. I can't see what it's getting stuck on. That's what's annoying. Maybe we need to take it down a bit more then. I think it's these parts here. I mean, I don't know what else we can take that off with. Ah, right. It's getting there a bit more. I think it's, you can see that's quite hard to get down there. Right. I think I'm going to take a little bit more off at the top there. I think it's this nugget bit. I need to whiten this up a smidge. Jesus. It's getting easier and it's going down more from what I can see here. So it is getting there, but it just won't budge, but it's getting stuck somewhere here. That's what's causing it. So let's bring it back a bit. It needs to go down there, but I don't know how we're going to feed that through. God blimey. It says it must be at a right angle, but trying to get this bloody thing in. I mean, it's got to be at a right angle, so it goes like that. I can't get it down any further. Oh, God blimey. I mean, I've shaved as much. I can't take this back any further because it's going to pull that out. So it's got to be in here that it's getting jammed. As you can see, it goes down like that. Unless we slip it over there. And then it goes like that, maybe. It's really, really difficult to get this in. Oh, Jesus. It is getting there. I mean, we're almost at the bottom, but I just don't know how else we can get it all the way down. I mean, it's really stuck. So, yeah, I don't know on this one. Unless we tap it down. The only thing we can do is try and get a hammer behind it and try and tap it down that way, maybe. I'm concerned if we take any more of this off, then we could get a bit more of a problem. You can see here that that line there, so this little nugget bit here has to get to that part there. So I mean, you can see on the indentation here, it looks like it's getting jammed there as well. So maybe, I think we need to take a bit more off up the top here. Definitely not the easiest, I have to say. I mean, I might have to play around with this off camera, but it's just rock solid. So I don't know how else we're going to get that down there. I really don't know at this. What I'm going to do, if I just get my hammer a bit, I'm wondering if we can just tap this forward a bit. Because if you look down there, there's like a little notch that it needs to slot into. So maybe it goes down on a slant. Oh, Jesus. This is why I don't do wooden chips. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is really difficult. I don't know if it's... See, it goes in fine like that, but it's getting it down there that's causing our... It says it goes down on a right angle. Well, it goes to there and then it gets stuck, so... Oh, Jesus Christ. See, that's the thing. It's not budging. So I'm not going to give up on this, but either way, we need to try and get it. You can see here, there's a notch just there. There's a bit of a hole where it needs to shunt forward a bit. I don't know, guys. I'm baffled. I'm not a lover of wooden things. Just wiggle it out again. Maybe let's take a bit off on these pallets here, maybe. It's not going to work, it's not going to get down there. You can see how smooth this goes down and then it just sort of like gets stuck. It's always at this middle part here, so This is what's really annoying. Oh, don't really want to bang it in, but if I have to, I might. Push comes to shove, I might have to just. See, we're almost at the bottom, so. It's not even budging. It's something there. Because this is obviously all, it's got to be up that top section. Let's try and wriggle it out again. Right, that's it. I've come to the assumption that it's at the top of this. What is clipping here? Something keeps dislodging. Maybe wooden chips are not my thing. Come on. It will not budge. I don't know. I really don't know how we're going to do this. I mean, it doesn't say anything about, you know, doesn't say anything about shaving it. Must be a right angle. Well, it's not going in there. It looks... Oh, actually, hang on. Because there's a hole there in it. That's the bit we're at now. There's a little hole there, and that's the level with that. So maybe it only goes about there, maybe. But in the instructions, they've actually got it right down the bottom, look. So... I don't know. Unless this is round the wrong way, maybe. No, because the numbers are facing that way, innit? It's at the back. I think that's as far as we're going to get on that. It's really interesting because that's as... I reckon it's probably there. I reckon that's as far as that's going to go. That ain't going to go any more than that, I don't think, with that severe problem. I mean, it's got to go all the way down to the... It's got to go all the way... Sorry, you can't see this. It's got to go all the way down to the bottom here, but I can't shift it. It's just not allowing me to get it down the bottom. So there's two things going on here. It's got to be these parts here. I'm going to try one more go. If we can't do it, I'm going to have to take this and I'm going to have to try and do it off camera because this is ridiculous. I mean, in the instructions, they're not saying to do this, but I'm doing it because I'm really struggling to get that part down there. I don't know. I really don't. So unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to take a closer inspection of this off camera, otherwise we're going to be here all day. I don't know what is causing it. I've tried widening that up. The problem seems to be surrounding us from the top part here. I don't know how we're going to get that down there. There's one last thing I could try. Because you can see it's going into that part there. It's denting it, so... I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why are the... unless that's an optic illusion and it don't go all the way down. But the only thing I could try is shaving a bit of that off. This is really, really ludicrous. I mean, this is going to be painted anyway, but I don't understand this. I really can't understand why we're having so much trouble with this. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take this off camera because I don't know what's causing it. I feel like if we carry on, we're going to be here all day. So somewhere down the line, it's not allowing us to do it. I don't know whether we've got one or two things here. We've got that level with that. It could be that it only sits to there. But according to the instructions here, we actually do it right to the bottom. Now, I've widened that gap up as much as I can. I mean, I just can't force that down anymore. I don't know how else we're going to get that down. If you've got any suggestions, you think you know the answer, then put them in the comments and I will assess them and see if we can get this moving. But what I could really do with is the chap that does, is it John's Military Models or John's Iconic Models? You know, the guy that does the, his name's John. The one I do the Patreon for. Oh my God. There's two, John Military Models or John Iconic Models. I think it's John's Iconic Models. I don't know if you watch my channel, but you do a lot of wooden ships. So if you know the answer to try and get this in, it would be really helpful. Either that or if, I don't know if Wayne's watching, World of Wayne, if you know how to get this down, because you've done the victory, do let me know, because I'm struggling with this. I'll be honest with you here. I've always been, this is one of the reasons why I've always been put off by wooden ships, is because obviously the planing of it, that trying to get the keels in is quite challenging. It's not as easy as a metal version, but wood can be challenging. But as you can see, that is proper rock solid. I can't get that out. I'm going to take it out, but I think it's an optic illusion. I mean, you can see as I move that gap, it's getting stuck somewhere here. So the only thing I can suggest is we bring this, where we've got this little pin part here, this nugget bit, we shave that and bring this back a bit for that to then slide in. But the problem is, will we lose the contour of this going up like that? That's my concern. I mean, obviously in the magazine it doesn't say anything about shaving, but if we have to take drastic action and we need to make an incision through here and bring this back a bit for that to slide down, then it could be push comes to shove and we have to make that assessment. But I can't get this past here. I'm going to have a closer look off camera. I'm sorry about that, guys, but hang on a minute. See, that gap's gone a bit now. It's not going. I really am frightened to push it in case it snaps it. But yeah, I really don't know. Let me get my head torch a minute. I want to show you something. I'll be back. I mean, if you look down here, this is my neck light. What I'm trying to say is, if you look down that hole, I don't know if you guys can see that. Trying from like best it is. But if you look down there, it's almost like there's a little notch thing down there that this needs to shunt forward a bit. But I don't know if you can see this, but as you can see, if I move this up a bit, looking down there, it does look like it needs to be shunted forward a bit. I don't know. It is really, really annoying. And I don't know what else we can do. I will try and shave it back as best I think. I think what the problem is obviously this part here is buffering up against that. As it's coming in, it's getting stuck here. I personally think we need to shave this and bring this over a bit for that to then slant down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fix this off camera and try and get this barrel connected to the keel. I feel like if we was to continue any further, we will probably be here all afternoon. And I think this is now something that I need to tackle off camera. But the idea is it's supposed to go, this part here is supposed to go there, and then you'll have your keel section like that. So I don't know if the Soverighn will be back next Sunday, because we may have the Moomins back. As I said, Moomins is alternating between the Soverighn, so 1 week Soverighn, 1 week Moomins, or however it pans out. But yeah, if anyone knows the answer, then please by all means drop it in the comments, and I will get back to that, because I'm literally baffled, to say the least. I don't know what else we can try. Yeah, I don't know. And my other concern is obviously if we take this too far back, then this hasn't got support. So yeah, I don't know on that one. But yeah, I'm sorry it's not completed in this situation. As I said, I'm not used to doing wooden ships. So this is something that I'm going to have to look into off camera, and then hopefully by next Sunday this will all be connected, and then we can work on this gun section down here. But until then, I will get this took out, and I will try and figure out what is causing that not to go in. I mean, that hole is a lot bigger. I mean, it's big enough, so I don't understand. They're saying at a right angle. Well, you can see it goes in there lovely. Goes down there like that, fine. But as soon as you get to this top section up here, it jams like hell. So, but anyway, it's this little nugget bit at the top. It's got to be, you can see it. So I don't know. I really don't know, unless this needs to be widened up, but then we lose support on these sections. I really don't know. But I'm sorry about that, guys. Very disappointed, because I can't understand why it's not working. But yeah, I need a break from it, because at the moment, trying to tackle what's causing it. I will try and get this connected for next week. But please remember to like, share, subscribe. If you want to get this for yourself, I do believe World of Wayne will be doing it later in the year, or whenever he plans to do it. He's going to be doing it as well, apparently. But yeah, be really good to see his progress on that. But until then, I don't know. Please, if you know the answer, pop it in the comments below, because I normally only do metal ships. What I mean by that is like metal parts and stuff. I'm very, very new to wooden ships. So, yeah, I don't know on this. But anyway, take care, guys. We'll see you again soon for more of the Soverighn. Take care. Bye-bye.